All righty. Let's talk about Taysom Hill, the vulture of touchdowns. Tight end number 5, 9 receptions, 13 targets, 77 yards, and 2 touchdowns. He averaged all of 0.8 targets per game. Thoughts on the tight end, Taysom Hill?
What we don't have there are his rushing numbers, which is something you talk about often with a tight end, right? His rushing numbers last year, 96 carries for 575 yards and 7 touchdowns. First off, what a nightmare for dynasty or for fantasy football platforms is where to classify this guy, right? I was one of those guys back in the COVID year that was using him as a quarterback. Or getting points of him as a quarterback in my tight end spot. Like I was that guy, game the system. Right. So how are they going to use Taysom Hill this year is the big question. Like, do we see anything different? They brought in a Foster Moreau, right? Like listed on the depth chart right now, Taysom Hill's the 3rd tight end, but is he actually a tight end or is he just a gadget play running back that steals touchdowns? I think it's worth it. I would take Taysom Hill.
I'm going to hold you to that in August when we're drafting.
Oh, well, I'm not sure I appreciate where he's going right now.
I'm going to tell you,
20th?
Tight end, not a freaking chance.
Thank you.
Like, best ball, yes. Yes, I will take the flyer on best ball. Because the weeks he goes off, he's absolutely a difference maker. But, I mean, 1, 2, 5. He had 5 weeks at tight end 10 or higher.
Yeah.
What do you do in the other 13 weeks?
I'm starting Juwan Johnson those other weeks.
They've had to use Taysom Hill because they didn't have Alvin Kamara running efficiently, and they didn't have anyone in the red zone who could punch it in since Kamara was only getting like 3.6 yards a clip. Like, they've had to make some of these adjustments that maybe if things fall in correctly, they don't have to. They have Jamal Williams. They have Michael Thomas back. You have some other options that they're working on here. In best ball, yes. But I'm not drafting Taysom Hill to fight the highs and the lows and try and play matchmaker on us. Screw that. Screw that. Like, if I'm waiting on tight end, I'm not waiting on Taysom Hill. Someone else can have him. Good for you. Good luck. Not me. Not doing it.
If nothing else, right? Like, this is – Taysom Hill is the exclamation point on the point that we make that the tight end position outside of Travis Kelce really is touchdown dependent. And that's it, right? Like, you have a guy that had 13 targets and 77 yards, right? Like, throw the outside, realistically, outside of Travis Kelce, take the receptions, take the targets, take the yards, throw them out the window. Does your tight end fall into the end zone on a weekly basis? If he does, you had a great week out of your tight end. And if he doesn't, you had a very poor week.